Well, hello there. It's lovely to see you, Joanne, and a warm, warm welcome to all our viewers.
Yes, lovely to see you too, Patricia, and
Yeah,
our friends who are listening and will listen.
and absolutely. And we've just been having a wee blather as usual and laughing too much so that eyes are weeping and noses are dripping. So we're really in good shape.
I think we're in excellent shape.
We're still breathing, as we say here in Ireland. When you're asked how you are, you just say, still breathing. So that's quite a good one.
Or
So-
as my mother might say, well, I'm among the living.
Very good. So it's we're in April, it's the 4th of April. It's always a beautiful month with all the new things that are arriving. The primroses, well, we called the house Primrose Cottage, and it's just got loads of primroses all around. So it's an absolute joy, and it's an absolute joy to be here. So I'm going to invite Joanne just to set the scene, as it were, and create our sacred space today.
Yes, thank you. So I have my beautiful bowl here. Now,
Gorgeous.
again, I feel like we always have to mention the sound. The microphone on these computers don't pick up all the frequencies. So that's why our voices cut out when we tone, and why sometimes you'll hear instruments cut out. I'm still working on it. I bought a fancy new microphone that I was assured should do the trick, and it doesn't do the trick. I'm still not able to get the sounds through that I want, but we'll do our best. And we know that the frequencies that we're sending out are going the way that we intend, and that spirit is working through us. So we're not missing anything, or our viewers aren't missing anything. It's just, you may not be able to hear it exactly, but we'll do the best we can. Ask the angels of technology and sound to please help us with this issue.
Yes.
And if anyone has any bright ideas, send them my way. Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's close our eyes for a minute. If you can, certainly don't do this if you're driving. And let's take a deep breath together. Breathing in light and exhaling light. Calling in the divine. We align ourselves with divinity in this space. We ask that the highest and best energies come forward from the divine for our highest good and the highest good of all. And I ask that Patricia and I be vehicles for the sacred messages and energies from the highest realms of light. And I'm going to play my bowl to send that intention out to be received by spirit. And then take another deep breath and bring yourself back into the space. Allowing those beautiful frequencies of sound and light and color to move through you and support you in the day ahead. And so it is.
So it is.
I got very warm. I'm like, woo, the energy was coming through.
We will receive that. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Joanne. That was beautiful. I'm just going to check in. I pulled 3 cards before we began today, and I did them from my own pack, The Magic of the Magdalene Key. And the first one that came up was Isis, the beautiful Isis, and powerful expression. And really, that's what we're doing.
Yes.
However we choose to do it, whether it's singing bowls, drums, the voice, words, always powerful expression, and learning to really utilize that as the vibrations are pushed through. And then you just said the word, Grandmother Anna. That's Yeshua's grandmother, and she is saying receiving. So she's got her cup there, and it's about opening the cup of your heart, just sitting back. This is your turn to receive divine love at the highest vibrational level. And then absolutely, third one coming in is Jesus himself, and he's just bringing forward the word merging, and merging his beautiful energies with your energies, and allowing it to flow through your DNA at a cellular level, and allowing it to go right down through the toes into the earth.
Yes.
And really grounding yourself there. We need that so much, don't we, with all this eclipse time going on. And then we also want it to go right up through the upper chakras and plugging in to the divine energy. So when you do that, you really have that sense of being the
I love
channel
that. Yes.
and just allowing it all to come through. So, you know, we're living in such exciting times, Joanne. The 8th of April, and the sun is going to do this flip around. And I'm sure most of you will have read up on some of the astrological reports. And most of them are saying this is going to be a big leap forward in our spiritual levels and understandings. And it's interesting because just quite what that form will take, we don't know.
Don't know.
Some people are saying, oh, there's going to be some dark days and, you know, various things being said. But of course, nobody knows. We just need to be with it, stick with it, and experience it, and use this grounding and aligning at all times. Because when you think about it, this round little thing, this planet we're on, is traveling through space at over 2,000 miles per hour. And of course, the sun is doing its thing. It's all happening really very quickly.
Very quick, very quick.
Yeah.
And this eclipse is happening, as I told you, in the sign of Aries, which is the first sign in the zodiac. That's fire, that's moving forward with, you know, abandon, just really leaping out there.
Yeah.
And so things may feel untethered, you know, because that kind of energy, it's like a horse that's just been let out of the gate.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
And unless you know your horse very well, you may not know what direction it's going.
Hanging on there.
Hang on for dear life.
It reminds me of, you know, during my time running workshops and things, I have done some fairly way out things, Joanne. And I remember I ran a workshop for the power of your passion or something like that. And I suggested to everybody they wear a pair of red knickers to really bring it into focus. That's how way out I was.
Well, why not? You're hitting the root chakra there, and that's red. That's our red
That's
chakra at the base of the spine. So, okay, you can do
or
that.
possibly think about that.
Yeah.
But anyway, exciting times, and I think the advice we seem to be getting is to stay indoors because, yeah, it could be quite extreme. But you've just got to follow your own heart with that. I don't know. What
Well,
do you
I do think that our intuition needs to come into to our lives more regularly than perhaps many of us have been doing. Now, I do my best to follow my intuition about my day if I can, to sort of tap in, like, okay, would this be the best day to go out and do whatever,
Yeah,
or would I be better served by staying in? And I have to feel into that because I don't want to push myself in a direction that really is not going to serve me just through my own will.
yeah,
I don't want it to come from my will. I want to, again, like we talked last time about partnership, I
yes,
want to be in partnership with my guides, with spirit, so that
yes,
I take the best path. And if I'm feeling uneasy about something, and this
mm,
eclipse energy is kind of uneasy because
oh
it could be shocking, it could be just surprises, things out of the ordinary, out of the blue. And so
yeah,
I want to keep tuning in so that I take the best move that I can,
yeah,
move
yeah,
with it, not fighting against it.
yeah, yeah. I get that. The going with the flow, and I mean, I
Yes.
have really extended that. I may have told you this before, but I've extended it to the kitchen now, and I'm relying on spirit to advise me what to make for our meals.
Okay.
And I get told exactly what I need and da 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 da. And seriously, that is what I do. And everything works out perfectly. So it
That's
just
fabulous.
yeah, it underlines that principle that go with the flow, listen to your intuition, and it all works. It's if we start pushing, well, I must have this and it must have that, and how much of this will I put in, and oh, you get frazzled. So I don't do frazzling anymore.
That's good. Can I
Um,
ask you, Patricia, with all
yeah.
of this sort of chaotic energy that's going on, have you noticed in any way that it's affecting you on a personal level?
On a personal level, I am not aware of anything yet. I'll be honest with you. I am, and I'm saying that, and I just finished clearing the last cupboard that I haven't been in to clear in this house. Now, we've been in this house for 1 year. Oddly enough, I think on the 8th of April, which is quite surreal. However, I had this one cupboard to do, and I unearthed a whole load of things that, frankly, I thought I'd lost. I thought I'd left them at the last place.
Hmm.
There's a boots, one thing and another, and they appeared, and everything is now ship shape. So I guess there was a sort of real impetus, if you like, to be cleansing, clearing, because everything's so tidy. Not my desk that I'm sitting at. I mean, it's just as well you can't see it.
I can identify.
It's just as well the camera goes out the way.
That's right.
I really need to get that act together. But it's so doing that. I'm noticing though, I mean, there are things kicking off. I mean, there was a huge earthquake today. There's been all this various things kicking off on top of wars, and
Yes.
there is a lot going on, a lot of
Yes.
chaos, and a lot of loss of life as well. So those things are going on.
Yes.
It's almost like in the run up to this. So yeah, I have to constantly clear myself from the influences of the collective consciousness because there's a lot of fear running in there, has been for
Lot.
a while,
A lot of fear and anger.
and anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of anger,
A lot.
Joanne. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so it's just about keep grounded, keep aligned, call in Father God, just, merge with me, Jesus, and of course our beautiful Magdalene and Mother Mary and all the Christ, the cosmic Christed ones. And that is absolutely where my heart is. That is what I totally
Mine
live.
too. Mine
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
yeah, we absolutely love that. And I think, thank goodness that I have that. I'm sure you feel like that.
Oh,
I wouldn't like to
absolutely.
be uplift. I wouldn't like to be feeling I'm on my own in this, you know.
Yeah. And I want to just say something about that because we're talking about the Christ and Mother Mary and all that, but we're not speaking about that from a church related Christian perspective. This is different, you know.
It's different. Yeah.
We're not aligned with any church. We're not trying to proselytize about this stuff to people. We're just sharing what our spiritual alignment is. For
Yeah,
other people, it may be a different deity, you know, but all paths lead back to the creator anyway.
yeah,
It's
that's
just
right.
that we happen to be on this particular lane
Yes.
of alignment. And for somebody else, it's the Buddha. For somebody else, it's Kuan Yin, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is ours. And so when people hear us talk,
Mm.
our talk shows, you know, where our hearts really lie.
Yes, and I think, well, spirituality is a very personal thing.
It is.
And I was brought up in Glasgow, and I could be seen as a little girl going up and down Great Western Road and out that way, and going in and out churches. I went into various churches. I don't know how I did it. When I look back, I think, my goodness, you couldn't do that in this day and age, because I was just a wee one. Sometimes I would talk my big brother into coming with me, but we would go in and out all the different churches because I was looking for Jesus. That was my mission. And I can
Mm-hmm.
remember this. And I even went into a sort of tabernacle place where they all sang happy clappy things, which I loved because
Oh
I loved
yeah.
singing.
Fun. Yeah.
Oh, no, I can remember saying to people, well, I haven't found Jesus. I don't know where he is, but he's not in any of these places I've been. But you know, that's just part of growing up, because you know you find Jesus is in your heart, you know,
Yes.
when you invite him, and that's that. And then that card today, the merging. I mean, he really wants to be as an instrument of God. He's working right through you, and then you are an
Exactly.
instrument of God.
Well,
You
that's exactly true because I was thinking about that. What, you know, so many of us, just say generalize, think of God or the Christ or Jesus or however we call that energy as being something outside of ourselves.
yeah,
And yet spirit comes through and says, no, it is of you too. You are of that energy. That's who you are at your core.
yeah,
So bring it, you know, feel it inside of yourself and
yeah.
let it shine through. That's what I try to do, except I have to admit, I have to practice doing this in the car more when I get into traffic and people cutting me off or whatever. This is my biggest challenge. I have not been able to hold on to that energy. I thought, well, that's okay. I have a shadow side, and this is when, you know, psycho Joanne might emerge. So, you know, so I keep working on that, but that's a rough one.
Yeah, but you know, well, you're honest and you admit to that. A lot of people wouldn't. I admit to that as well, I have to say. But you know, over Easter, I was thinking and being taken back in some of the visualizations, meditations I was doing for myself, you know. And of course, I've been taken back many times to actually being there. In Jerusalem on the green hill, far away, sort of thing. And
Mm-hmm.
when Yeshua died, Jesus, you know, it depends which way you want to call him, but you know, and it was really just so tragic, so awful. And I mean, it is an imprint on my heart, and I know it's
Absolutely.
important in so many uh, people's hearts. Now, I happen to be married to one Bill. He knew right away. He'd been there too. It's something we really share. We're not exactly parallel on everything, shall we say, spiritually, but yeah, he knew, and you knew you'd been there,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
thought it's kind of it's very interesting, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of our listeners there who will be able to relate to that feeling of being overwhelmed with deep sadness. And then when you get over that, it's deep gratitude for his sacrifice, really,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to live in his image. Because remember what he said, even the least among you can do what I do
Absolutely.
more. And so it's a big job in hand. Yeah. And we're doing our best. I think that's what all we can say.
Yeah, and what's coming to me too to share is that I had received a message asking that, we really come online with him and help him now. Because that energy is so needed in the world with everything going on and with all of the fear and anger. It's like that's not his message. And so I was told, I need you. I need you to step into this now. This is
Yes.
a critical time on our planet. And we're here for that reason. We all signed up for this journey.
And I'll
And
tell you that, Joanne, I must just say this because there's a certain age group, and that's part of the reason we set this up, if you like. We are of a certain age, we are wise,
wise, we're the wise women.
yes, and we
Sure.
come in and we seeded at this time. And I reckon anybody our age, 70s and above, we're really being drawn in now. This is our time. And this is when we to step up, step out, use those voices.
Yeah, and grandmother Anna just steps right in like,
Yeah.
oh yes.
Oh,
You
exactly.
you ladies, you wise ladies are needed. And wise men, of course, all of us that are of that certain age.
Exactly. I do not wish to live to how long did grandmother Anna lived? It was
Oh,
what, 100
600
years?
years. I don't know. Something totally outrageous. I was like,
I don't think
no,
my medical card here in Ireland will stand the strain. You
right.
can get a card here. But anyway, I was going to say it's one of your lovely listeners, was it Shona?
Shona,
Mhm. Would like some drumming.
yes. Hi, Shona. I know you're going to be listening. So this
Yeah.
is for you.
So, yeah, and it was lovely of you to message us. So, shall we do that, Joanne? Are you okay with that?
Oh, please. Do we have a focus for this?
Well, let's think of something. Um, is there something that comes in? I'm just thinking of his card, the merging, to invite him in uh,
Hmm.
to your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, all those beautiful bodies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just see it entering in at a cellular level and embedding itself.
And it's the spirit of love.
Yeah,
It's love,
absolutely.
you
Beautiful,
know.
beautiful love. Okay, well, I'll do that. I'd like to invite you all to close your eyes right now. And what I do is I just warm my drum up a little bit because he has a beautiful voice and she will support me in making sound as well. Gathered ones, look to the skies in the next few days. Look to the skies and be amazed. Amazed at the beautiful stars shining brightly. Know that amongst those stars, all these beautiful beings of love and of light are present with you. Not just immediate beings and guardians, but the galactic ones, the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, for they are with you. They are protecting you, and you are held. You are held in their loving embrace. You are held. You are held. And in a moment, you can bring yourself back to the room, feeling your feet on the ground, feeling your connection to all that is above and all around you. Ah,
Lovely. Beautiful energy coming through. Thank
it was
goodness.
432, Joanne. I meant to say that. They were working on 432. Yeah.
Excellent. I hope other people were able to hear you. I didn't hear the drum at all.
Oh,
Heard nothing. I heard some of your chanting, but it was staticky. So, but the energy was palpable.
wow. Okay.
So that's
Well,
the issue we're
yeah.
having.
Yeah, it would be interesting to hear what others have experienced there. Yeah.
Yeah, but I really felt it. I just felt like this glow or this presence come over me. And,
Yeah.
that feeling if you're under hypnosis or you're doing some self-hypnosis or meditation where you feel like you're just suddenly expanding.
Yeah.
That's how it
Yeah.
felt to me. And warm and expansive are the words I would use.
And maybe, I don't know, it's good to hear that too, Joanne, that you weren't distracted by a more, accessible thing going on, that you went much deeper in some ways. I don't know. That sounds good to me.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why we tell people that even if you can't hear it, the energy is there. And I just felt it 1000%.
Yes. Oh, that's lovely. Good. I'm glad.
So I think we've come to the end of our time for now.
Okay. Well, that was lovely. I really enjoyed it. I hope you all did.
I really enjoyed it and we had fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know from some feedback I've gotten, when we're having fun, other people have fun too.
Yeah.
And I've always felt that that was part of my gift to the world, if you want to call it that, of bringing laughter in, bringing in the joy,
Yes.
hopefully to obliterate some of the other stuff or to, raise the energies up. So the more we can laugh, the better.
Yeah. You get that from your mum, though. Do you remember?
Yes.
I was over visiting Joanne, years ago now, and her mum was around, and would, anytime she knocked on the healing door, which is where we were working, she would say, "Am I interrupting your spiritual thing?"
We still can laugh about that. And that goes back to 2012, 2013.
Must be.
Yeah, because she passed over in 2015. So it was,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I believe it was 2012 because I had just turned 60. You were my 60th birthday present to myself.
Well, we
You and
certainly
Bill.
enjoyed. But anyway,
Well, it's been
sending out
fun.
a good laugh, and yeah, lots of fun and laughter. It's important. It's light.
Yes, that's what we're about. Light talk. Wise woman light talk.
That's right.
All right, my friend. We're going to stop the recording from now and just hang on for a second, okay? Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for watching and commenting and sharing. If you feel so led, we would appreciate it. And subscribe. Subscribe. There's more to come. We're just getting started, right?
Yeah, we're just warming up.
We're just warming up. This is the warm-up act to the big stuff that's going to come. I'm setting the stage, Patricia. We can't back out now.
Absolutely. Visualization.
All right. Have a wonderful day, everybody.